but I'm sure that entered into it. The starting line now, event number 30, Women's Collegiate Novice C, lane 1, University of Washington, lane 2, University of Virginia, lane 3, University of Texas, 4, Sacramento State, 5, UC Davis, lane 6, University of Minnesota.
The Cushman Wellness Center at Sharp Memorial Outpatient Pavilion is proud to offer integrative therapies such as yoga, qigong, and healing touch to help you maintain and enhance your physical well-being. For more information, dial 1-800-82-SHARP or visit the website at www.sharp.com/OPP. Hey, don't forget to stop by the Chevrolet display and go for a test drive at a brand new 2013 Volt, Cruze, or Tavares to receive a $5 voucher good in the Crew Classic concessions or beer garden.
We have a start to event number 30, Women's Collegiate Novice C. Early race leader in lane 1, University of Washington, out of the blocks quickly, followed by Virginia in lane 2, then Texas, then Sacramento State. UC Davis is not on the water, and then it's University of Minnesota. So all boats away cleanly. The Huskies establishing that early lead as we approach the 250-meter mark. Still, it's Washington, Virginia, University of Texas giving a big push right now for that second position. Then it's Sacramento State, and in lane 6, University of Minnesota trails the other 4 crews. 300 meters gone now. University of Washington still your race leader. And for that second position, quite a battle between Virginia, who's in lane 2, and University of Texas in lane 3. The two of them have a boat length advantage over Sacramento State, who has an open water advantage over University of Minnesota. The Husky crew now trying to leverage that boat ahead as we approach the 500-meter mark. Still an overlap with the second place crews, and it's too close to call between Virginia and Texas. But it's Washington, your clear leader at 500 meters. It appears that Texas is in that second position, followed by Virginia. Then it's Sacramento State and the University of Minnesota. That's the call at 600 meters. Up, full overhead crab here from the Virginia 3-person. Full overhead crab. 2 persons trying to get the oar back to them. I don't know if it's on camera, but they've brought the boat to a stop, get the momentum off, and now here we go. This is where it can really be dangerous. After a crab like that, you try so hard to make up for what has occurred that sometimes you can have a repeat crab because the blades aren't going in squarely. But they did that pretty fast fashion, and they want to get back up into that race for that second position. Anyway, we're now at 750 meters. Washington still on the lead.
Well, an unfortunate event for the University of Virginia, as Jim pointed out. They really nailed one, and it slowed them down markedly. Washington in the lead. Texas took advantage of it. Looking at our lane assignments, Washington in the lead and in lane number 1. Virginia, after their unfortunate incident, still stroking along in lane number 2. It is the University of Texas in lane 3 and currently in second position, followed by Sacramento State, University of California, Davis, and the University of Minnesota. Check that Davis did not answer the bell, and so they're not out there. We only have 5 crews coming down our raceway right now.
Yes, so here you have the Husky pups with an opportunity to really take it to Virginia, ranked number 1. The Huskies are the pups, as they're referred to in their boathouse, have the opportunity to establish a dominance over the Virginia crew at this regatta and for the future, because they'll be facing each other as varsity rowers soon enough.
Well, Virginia certainly did not help their situation, but as Patty and Jim have both mentioned, these novice races are an adventure in kind, and apparently it reached up and grabbed Virginia by the backside as Washington continues to lead here. Texas is in second spot, and Virginia gamely moving along. Looks like they might have been beaten out for that third position by Sacramento State on the outside, and then Minnesota on the far outside is trailing. Their crews are now coming into the open area under the Ingram Street Bridge, and our buoy flags, if you're not in a position to see them, are standing straight out. So there is the typical wind gust from there, and these crews have to be able to manage that, and so far Washington has done just so, as they have come through that area and are approaching 600 meters to go in this race. Second place is Texas. They're out in lane number 3. Virginia is in lane number 2, and they're kind of zigzagging around now, so they're also having a little bit of problem with the wind. And then on the far outside, Minnesota has begun to make a move up on Sacramento State and have dropped into that 4th position, with Sacramento State trailing.
Yeah, we're seeing some white water from those boats in the outside lane. They're going to get the worst conditions, because as the wind blows across the course, the waves pick up as you move further and further out. And there are certain people that would refer to those lanes, primarily coaches, as the shipping lanes out there in 5 and 6. So Minnesota rowing in pretty rough conditions a lot of the time, handling it pretty gamely. Sacramento State trains on the beautiful facility up at Lake Natoma, and it can get windy there, but they can always find sheltered water. So yeah, certainly looking at these crews, Virginia just scrambling a little. Okay.
This is Washington as they continue to stroke along, and they are in the lead. This is the Novice C. So this is the first, these are the first 2 crews that will move forward. Second crew will go to the Petite final, and the others will compete in the other races later on. It is Washington continuing to lead it here. White shell, white jerseys, bright green hat for Texas moving along in second spot. Virginia very gamely trying to make up a little position here. And somebody came flying right out of the boat, caught a crab. That does it for Texas, as they now only have 7 rowers. The young lady is in the water. Doesn't look like she is injured in any way, shape, or form, and that will give Virginia an opportunity to move through and finish in that second spot.
And they should go. They only need the coxswain to finish the race. The coxswain should. This is novice rowing. Awesome.
In other words, they should have kept rowing, because they could have held on to a position.
Yeah, it's like so long, honey, but you only need the coxswain when you cross the line.
Well, unfortunately, they will learn that lesson, and I suspect the coach will point it out to them, because when Texas caught the crab, and let's see, that would be the 5 seat. No, it's a 6 seat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, she came right out of the water. They've got her into a boat now, and she doesn't seem any worse for wear. Would be a little bit chilly. I suspect his water temperature is somewhere in the area of mid-50s.
Well, hopefully she's okay, because the reason she was ejected was because the oar would have caught her in the midriff and literally lifted her up out of the boat and torqued her out. So I suspect they'll
well, as the boat comes
her
by
for a
in front
checkup.
of us here, let's take a look and see if she looks any worse for wear. She is being aided to sit up by the individual in the boat. Her face is out away from our vantage point, so we can't quite tell what's going on. She did maintain herself pretty well in the water, came up immediately, so there was nothing that kept her down or kept her incapacitated. So we hope that all that comes out of it is a little bit of bruising, if in fact she caught it in the middle of the stomach. But As it turned out, Washington unofficially finished first, Virginia second, and then we didn't quite catch what happened with the other two because we were watching the young lady go airborne. You want to run the 12 o'clock spots?
Good. This is event number 31. It's the men's junior varsity A. In lane 1, we have Marin Rowing Association.